Take him.
Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of Setting the Hook TV Outdoors Edition. I'm your host Dylan. Well, part of the view of what I wanted to get from this YouTube channel when I started a couple of years ago was a hunting and fishing mixed YouTube channel. Doing mostly fishing videos, so finally I got the time now. I'm figuring this camera footage stuff out. So I'm going to finally start getting to the hunting video. So very first hunting video we're going to do is going to be resolving decoys. So as of right now, it's September 5th in the fall. I believe we are zone 74B around here. What we have approaching soon is the open early goose season is what we have going. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see behind me, but I got all my water goose decoys out. I don't have any fields to hunt, so I usually hit the water for the first little week and a half of the early goose hunt. Now, a thing you want to remember about that is I don't go to my duck spots and start blasting geese, because then in 2 weeks when duck season opens, the ducks they're going to be flying around, they're going to figure it out, they're going to be a little bit scared of that area, and they're not going to hit as hard. So I actually go to spots that I mainly use on the water just for geese, so I can go there, start blasting away on the geese, and then come duck opener, I can hit my 3 or 4 duck spots and everything's fine. So first thing you want to do is before the duck season, we're going to do a little bit about decoy maintenance right now. First thing you want to do is you want to pull your decoys out, make sure they're all rigged and like everything's fine. As you can see, I just got a couple floaters here. I cut some of the cord off with the weights, mainly because I pulled them out of my big 12 slot bag. And as you can see, when you have weights lying around all over the place, you end up getting that big ball of mess. So a good thing you want to do is a couple days before the season opener, or whenever you get some time beforehand, is pull your decoys out. Make sure all the cords are not tangled up like that. Make sure you have new weights. Retie the knots if you really want. Another big thing, mainly what you want to do too, is what I'm doing mainly right now, is you want to make sure the paint on the decoy is actually fairly good. Half of these are just these cheap Flambeau ones that I've gotten from Canadian Tire. It's like 25 bucks for one. I just kind of bought over the years here and there. I do have a set of 4 back here that are made by Redhead with flocked heads, so I don't really worry too much about them. But these Flambeau ones, what you want to do is, if you guys just want to take a look at the head right here, is you see how all that paint's chipping? Like all this on the beak, and these aren't flocked. All that black paint, it's all chipping and coming off. That's just wear and tear over the years. One thing what I actually do is I go to the local hardware store and I get myself some flat black paint, interior, exterior. This stuff's good for anywhere, Rust-Oleum, rust coat, anything you want to use. Anyway, and what I'll do is I'll actually just paint and give my decoys a quick touch up. So what I'll do is I'll actually paint the hole, I'll get all the black stuff, obviously I'll redo it black, and then I got a can of white here, and I'll do just this white spot. And then also on the back end of the decoy, I'll touch up this white stuff here, make sure it really stands out. And then if you guys can see on the back of the decoy here, you just have some spots, odds and ends. I'll take a really fine brush and I'll just take a nice little black, some flat black, and just give it a little touch up to hide those spots. Some people might not think that really matters a lot. Me, I do. If you notice when you're goose hunting and when the geese are coming in, or even when you walk up to a spot on the water, the first thing you notice about the geese is the white. It really stands out. They're white water feathers. It really stands out. So I at least if I don't have time to do the black, which I usually do, I'll always touch up the white. As you can see, the white's really showing a lot on there. It's showing a lot of wear and tear. So that's one thing you definitely want to do, is touch up the paint. I already mentioned the decoy cord and the weights. You definitely really want to retie those. As for weights, you can go to Canadian Tire and buy decoy weights, Bass Pro and stuff. I find they're a little bit expensive. All I really do is I go to my local hardware store, Home Hardware, TSC, Canadian Tire, just washers, brass washers. I think they're like $0.25 to 50 cents each. I just run 2. That's all I run. These are brass ones. I know guys that run silver. Just color brass versus silver in the water for flash doesn't really matter. I have some silver ones here. I've never really had a problem with it, but you have to remember when those weights go in the bottom, they're gonna be weeds, mud. I don't think it really matters. A lot of ducks and geese are really they're really shy around flash. So when you're duck hunting, like, you don't want a lot of flash on your boat. You're blind. your decoys, any, you know, like even though ducks and geese are, I like using the saying, they're dumb but they're smart. That's one of the things there. So they might be dumb, as in a flock comes in and you're gonna whack all of them, but geese are smart. If there's any type of flash out there, when they're coming in to a landing on a spread, they're gonna be gone. So I always emphasize that a little bit. So one thing, you just retire weights. Good thing to do. Avoid this mess. You want to go get this decoy cord. I got this. This is 300 feet. I got this from Canadian Tire for $8.99. And like I said, the weights, I just go to Canadian Tire, any type of hardware store, pick them up. And then I also got my paint, just quick Rust-Oleum. I think, what is this, 235 milliliters. This was $6.99 on my home hardware. That's what you want to do. A couple paint brushes and quick and nice, easy maintenance. So I'm gonna get a start on these, and hopefully you guys will stay tuned for the next decoy episode. I believe the next one we're gonna be doing is my duck decoys. I'm doing my goose ones right now, so stay tuned for another episode of Setting the Hook TV Outdoors Edition, and take care.